The tiles arrived, and what is really amazing is the amount of time it takes until, I think, like 20 men unload tiles. It was like, the things arrived, I was there, really excited, yeah, and then boom, men, unload, start. And it's the tiles of my dreams, and they finally arrive. I love square tiles.
No.
Andi hates squares because he's old.
I think I have a trauma from the 70s.
How to build a dream house in Costa Rica.
The biggest adventure of our life. Welcome to a new episode of How to Build a Green Dream House in Costa Rica. In our big villa with the working title Shrimp, the ceiling works have started. Our concept for the 3-bedroom villa is based on contrast. Contrast in colors and materials. That's why we decided to cover both the ceiling and the floor of the outdoor area with teak wood. So we chose take up super simple, super warm, super elegant, super nice. I love it.
Inside the house we do it the other way around. Ceiling and floor are white and sand colors, but the walls get a warm tone with wood. But that comes later. If you want to have a dream house, you need quite a few people who work on the construction with heart and expertise. We are lucky that exactly such people work with us.
One point you should never underestimate is your ideas are relying on the talent, the motivation, and let's say the sense of the workers. And I'm super happy that we have workers who really do care. It's a teamwork. Building a house is definitely a teamwork. It starts with the architect, it continues with the owner, obviously, with the building manager. The constructor is very important, but not only the constructor. The maestro de obra is super important, but the workers, they're doing the job. One of the things I appreciate the most, and I'm super grateful for, that we have workers everywhere, every day, in every step of the building who gave their best. I don't take it for granted, because it's not, right? So be grateful, be nice to the people. Helps a lot, and they think it with an amazing job. They did. So, as in our loft, which has Esther's last name in its working title, Winter. Today an important delivery arrived.
The tiles arrived, and what is really amazing is the amount of time it takes until, I think, like 20 men unload tiles. It was like, the things arrived, I was there, really excited, yeah, and then boom, men, unload, start. And I was waiting for those tiles for, they said 2 to 3 months, I think we waited 4 to 5 months, and it's the tiles of my dreams, and they finally arrive. Easy is also mega excited, but in this case I totally agree. I'm excited too. Well, the tiles took 4 to 5 months instead of 2 to 3 months, because first of all, I think there was COVID in a harbor in China. Our tiles are not from China, from Italy, but boat came too late to Italy. The whole thing came already 1 month too late over the ocean. And then it got stuck in Limon in the harbor because there was a landslide on the road something, the only connection between Limon and San Jose. So everything that entered Costa Rica in this month got stuck. I don't know how many bananas they had to throw away, but our tiles were very not important for the Costa Rican state. So it took another month until they arrived here. So this moment was really like, ah, they're here. Sorry. I would suggest everything you need for the construction, you just order when you start the construction. You can order your toilet, you can order your tiles even before you start the construction if you know what you want. Because especially since COVID and the war and everything takes forever. Everything takes long. I would order just, you know, you start the construction, order everything, why not?
And now that they finally arrived, we want to lay them quickly. Esther has chosen herself in the loft as the queen of the tiles. So you may now explain also the idea.
We bought two different types of tiles. One is called pixel. As you can imagine, it's the squares. It's like little pixels. They're called pixel because they're quite small and you could make a perfect Tetris with it, because basically a pixel exists in, I don't know, 30 colors, and you can combine all the colors with each other. They're from one line and you can make drawings, mosaics and everything with it, lines, plane. I guess that's why they're called pixel. It reminds me very much of the first computer art in the 80s.
Well, they remind me more of the 70s though. Basically, Esther and I are often on the same page when it comes to ideas and taste. Super important. But with the tiles, however, it wasn't quite like that.
I love square tiles.
Why?
I just love them. They look amazing.
No.
Andi hates squares because he's old.
Well, yes, I'm old. I think I have a trauma from the 70s.
When he was a kid, squares were very trendy, but very ugly squares.
Because in the 70s you had like everywhere squares, everywhere. Every tile was a square.
Like orange squares and brown, and this mix between brown and green.
But in the 70s the quality of the tiles was pretty shitty.
The thing is that he hates it because it's from his childhood, and for some reason he has a trauma.
And I hate my childhood? No.
No, but you have a trauma. I don't even know. Actually, I bought tiles for a lot of money, and afterwards he tells me he hates squares. I really don't get it. Our design conflict aside, our tilers have us, or especially me, for the choice of these tiles, probably also not only loved. They have a size of 11 centimeters, which means it's tons of work for them to go from the floor up to the ceiling, because the ceiling is higher than we thought because of the flat roof. So it took them forever. And the other thing I never knew is when you order tiles, they're handmade tiles, and none of them was actually exactly 11 centimeters. So the workers had to face a problem that some of them was 11.2, 11.3, 11.5, 11.1, and they had to try to make a line, and it was almost impossible. And you cannot cut off 2 millimeters with the machines they have as well, and you would destroy the tiles. So it was really, really hard for them to do, and you can still see in the final product that it's not always very correct. But it looks really, really cool, but at the moment, when I sat there and watched them, I was like, why are they measuring all of those tiles? All of them. They measured all of them and made piles. And then I asked them, and they said, you know, this one is 11, this is 11.2, and this is 11.3. I never would have thought they're different. But they're not made by a machine, so it's logic. But it was hard for them. I think they didn't love me every day at that moment.
Nevertheless, maybe because we are used to different moods from Switzerland and Germany, here's a representative statement.
I love going to the construction every day because I never met so many funny and positive guys. Especially because it's so many guys in one spot and they are together every day for like 24 hours. But I really like hanging out with them, going there and listen to their songs. They sing, they do weird things with electric wires I would never touch. And stuff like this. They leave messages everywhere in the house, like their signature for later. I mean, I really don't know if it's like that on other construction sites in the world as well.
I don't know if that means anything, but it was striking and I think it's pretty cute. Or are we now occupied with a curse?
It's really interesting. The other line we chose for the floor is called Cosmo. So Cosmo sounds weird, but if you look at it, it's like one color with little white dots. And it's meant to be the Cosmo. Basically the star system, the Milky Way and everything, you see the stars. We have it in black for the bathroom to combine it with the mint pixel. And we have it in a grayish tone for the bedroom and the living room. It's really nice. That's Cosmo.
And not even Andi has anything to complain about.
What I really love with the Cosmo tiles is the idea of like having a universe on the tiles. Again, it's like the design from the 60s interpreted into the here and now. And this is what I really love. And it fits perfectly to all our furniture, so it's amazing. Yeah. Well, the Cosmo tiles are really nice, I agree. So I really love them. I love the idea, actually. I love the idea of having a universe in a tile.
I was actually surprised that Andi likes the Cosmo, because I remember when I was in the shop, I was like, shit, I like Pixel and Cosmo, how do I convince him? Just showed him, put it in front of him, and I'm like, okay, he will hate it. Especially the black Cosmo, I thought he would hate. But no, I was wrong. He loved it.
See? Never underestimate an old white man. Our big advantage is we have a carpenter on our hill.
So we ordered everything from him.
Every furniture we have here, actually at the end, for both houses, will be super customized. Like exactly what we wanted it to be.
Perfect.
And this is what a carpenter's workshop looks like in the tropics. All very easy, very effective. The advantage is, since it is only 200 meters from the construction site, we can permanently ask ourselves about the current status and answer all the questions they might have.
We collected ideas in Pinterest, ideas in our brain, and I made some drawings, and I gave him all the measures, and I showed him some examples, and I was there whenever he had a question.
So you have more pleasure and at the same time more control.
If you have the carpenter on your hill and they install the wardrobe and you see it's not really going smooth, they can come back the next day and fix it. So you always have someone here to take care of it.
Santa Teresa, it's like a big effort to do things, because whenever you need something, usually you have to go to San Jose, which is 5 hours away by car. So it's really an effort, and you don't want to do this all the time, especially not with furniture. If you have the opportunity to hire someone who is talented enough to do that, do this.
Hola amigo.
Hola amigo.
Muebles del Pacífico, entregando muebles de cocina.
Ok, vamos a controlar tu trabajo. Espero que no encuentra una falta, ¿verdad?
Si hay una falta, lo reparamos.
Hello.
Yes.
What do you think?
Kitchen is arriving.
Yes, and?
I'm excited.
You're excited?
And I'm curious how it will look.
Like excited or like excited? Or
Excited. I was excited 3 minutes ago when I saw them driving up the
hill. Is it like as excited as you were when you met me first?
No, more excited.
What?
Yeah, I didn't like you at the beginning, and you know that.
Such a beautiful wood.
It is in the first step, of course, more work, but in the second, much more special. And by the way, in Santa Teresa it just makes sense.
A la izquierda, en la habitación izquierda.
When furniture is carried into a house, it means the move-in is not far away. In Costa Rica, most cooking is done with gas. Our first gas stove is also at the same time.
What is the biggest stove I ever had?
What?
It's the biggest stove I ever had in all my life.
It's the first gas stove I ever had in my life.
And it's the biggest.
Yeah, true.
Our kitchen counter also arrives. I can't say exactly what my idea was of how a kitchen would be installed in a tropical house. Anyway, this is different from what I thought.
Maybe I'm too naive, sometimes I think I am. Because I thought they come with a customized but already made plate, put it in, boom.
Come here with a huge piece once the kitchen is finished. Come here, measure everything, and then they cut it. They cut the sink out, they cut whatever you have out and place it.
I thought it's different, it's all like made like in IKEA, but it's not.
Since up to now it was not thought about that the pipes must be connected also to the purification tank, it is made evenly now. Who wants to learn how to improvise Latin style professionally? Here you go.
Ajá, exactamente. Sí, sí. Como va a quedar la caja, llegando los tubos a la caja que se va a hacer aquí.
You have a lot of situations where you realize, okay, they forgot to do this or to plan this, but they realize, okay, we forgot to do this, let's do it now. And they do.